Hey guys, my name's Derek with Dependable Painting Remodeling, and we are sitting down today with Robbie. He's our Behr rep. Tell us about yourself, Robbie. Who are you? How'd you get into the industry?
Well, I started out with Home Depot many years ago, back in '89 actually, and I ended up going to work for Behr, and been there 15 years now. I'm a senior sales rep, handle North Georgia, and handle 6 Home Depot stores. So
That's awesome, man. And we use a lot of Behr products. One of the things we definitely wanted to ask you today is what's new at Behr. I saw you brought Dynasty with you,
Behr
which
Dynasty.
we've
Yes,
been waiting for. What is that?
Well, the Behr Dynasty is our most durable, most stain repellent, scuff and mar resistant paint that we've ever made. It's also a 1-coat hide, so it's by far the best thing I believe out there on the market today.
That's awesome, man. We use a lot of Behr Ultra, which really became scuff defense, and a ton of Marquee. And we were really thankful for you to bring it because we can't wait to try it. Lately, we've been using a ton of Marquee, which has performed great interior, and it's awesome because Behr has done a great job of actually keeping up with the demand because it's not an easy time right now, right? There's a lot of shortage out there.
Yeah, there is.
And we appreciate the help, man. One of the things I wanted to ask you today was, so we wanted to give some insight into why we do certain things. Since we started working together, it's been awesome because we've never been a company as far as brand loyalty, meaning we deal with many vendors and we want to use the best of the best. And Behr's certainly delivered a lot for us lately. When it comes to stain, man, we sell only Behr stain, hands down, exclusively. We certainly could go out and buy other product, but it's by far the best that we've seen on the market. And I really wanted to give some insight as to why that is from the technical side of things, like specifically the Behr Ultra Solid, man. I mean, that stuff is like, we've used that stuff like well beyond what you should use it for, and it's good.
Yeah, well, in a nutshell, I mean, to make it simple and give you a little insight, Behr started out as a stain company back in 1947,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
selling out of a Woody station wagon. So,
No way.
and it was Otto Behr who started it. So, back then, I mean, that's all we really made was stains getting started. So I think by now we've pretty much perfected the stain business, and how we make that paint or stain. And so, anyway, yeah, I mean, it's come a long way, sure, from what we started with, but at the same time, it's a very, very, very durable stain, and obviously solid stains are going to do better for longevity.
You literally read my mind.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you why solid.
Yeah.
So people, of course, see on Pinterest they want to do a lot of things. They want to do, decks and semis and transparents look great.
Yeah.
But we always recommend against them. Aside from the reasons of it's simply more money and more labor. Can you give us some insight into that? Like you said, so solid definitely lasts the longest, bar none. What about in the work? Meaning, we try and explain to our customers, it's a lot more effort to prep them for semis, specifically when we get people that have already stained it.
Right.
And
yeah, anytime you're dealing with a transparent or semi-transparent product, if it's something already there, then you have no choice but to strip it out.
Yeah.
Because it has to go back to raw wood in order to put a new coating on.
Yeah.
So that's the dilemma of using a transparent or semi-transparent product, because at least with a solid, we can go right back over what's there, as long as it was a waterborne product to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure the Behr Solid is awesome because it's one of the few stains that does well. You can actually prime it. So we've had a lot of luck where if we get a previous stain deck, we'll pressure wash it and then we'll prime it and then we'll top coat in Behr Ultra, and it's done really well. And as a matter of fact, in the past we've used a lot of the other Behr stains, and they really all do a great job of getting it done. But the Ultra, man, I mean, and it's funny, not only in the hands of our guys, even our customers afterwards, man, it just lasts a long time. I think they rate it for like it's 25 years on verticals and 10 on decks or something like that.
10 years on decks, 25 vertical surface.
And that's wild, man. We always tell people, like, look, everything's rated for a long time. We can only go by our experience. I've had HOA fences that we have literally stained with no prep, and in full transparency, we weren't able to, meaning they're out in the woods. They're just like, hey, can you make it look good? We're going to knock it down. That fence is in Canton. It's 3 years later, and we just straight stained it as it sat after like 20 years. And that's kind of what sold us, man. I mean, for the average customer we deal with, it's by far the best. You're always in and out of our office. We have all kinds of samples that we've cut and stained, and some of them, and I won't mention other names, but I mean, we have a product that is worn in 2 months, and and the Behr just lasts the longest. Now, on the same note, we stained our picnic table in Behr semi-transparent specifically to show customers the difference. And while it came out great, it sits out in direct sun all day, and it doesn't look as good as the solid pieces we've left out there. And I think that's important for our customers to know to make a good decision. Most people like us, you got kids, family, like you don't want to stain it every 2 years.
Right.
And that might even be lucky. Sometimes it could be a year.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the less expensive products that are out there that are transparent, you're looking at maybe 6 months with some of those. So
yeah.
And
that's awesome. I had no idea that's how Behr started. And that's really why we appreciate you coming today, because we always like to get more perspective on what we're doing to not only educate ourselves, but to educate our customers. And I think that's really cool. I'm a big Ford truck guy, and I was just talking to somebody today, same situation. They've been making pickup trucks for almost 100 years, and they've just gotten better. And that really makes sense to me because, like I said, we just call it how we see it. And the Behr stains, I mean, I honestly don't think there's really much comparison across the entire competition space. There used to be, and you probably know this, a lot of the old names used to be great.
Sure.
It's no longer what it used to be. It's just not. And Behr's done a good job of actually being one of the ones that actually improve the product, because it's good. So that pretty much covers the stains. So what we wanted to ask you, just from your side of our business, in the painting business as a whole, what's trending in the marketplace nowadays that somebody might be interested in? Meaning, you've seen a lot of, is it a color? Is it interior, exterior? Like, what do you see a lot of at the stores?
Right now, I mean, you're getting a lot of people coming in still looking for the grays, as far as color.
Lots of neutrals,
lots of neutrals. But the newest colors that are coming around, I mean, I think you'll notice that in 2022 that you're going to see a little bit more of the blues start to come in. So bluish grays are going to become more popular.
And it's funny, you've been alive long enough, and I've seen it where, it used to be everything was like white, then the beiges, everything beige, then it went to grays, and even us, we're, like some of our customers, we want to be unique, and then we do agreeable gray on the wall. It's just it's just neutral. And one thing we've always liked was the Behr fan decks. I think Behr actually does the best job in the industry color-wise. They have a lot of color selection, and it's great. And that's one thing we really appreciated working with you, by the way. You've always helped us and give us good knowledge, and just really help us where it is. I think too many times in business, people want to come in and slam the competition instead of like, how can we build together? Because I think everybody's going to have their place. And I think it's actually a good thing, by the way. They say competition breeds success, and here we are. Behr's always stepping up their game. And hats off, by the way. Behr's does a great job of introducing new products and filling the void. I mean, we know it's been hard. Material shortage, labor shortage, shipping issues. And you've been Johnny on the spot for us, man. I mean, and some of the other stuff we use, it's just, we make the joke. It's like, well, if you can't deliver it, like, well, you can't sell from an empty wagon, But anyway, man, we really appreciate it. I think at the end of the day, I really wanted to give some perspective into some of the stuff you've shared. I think Behr does another good job where you're always sharing those videos with us, just on proper prep techniques and stuff. And that's something I wanted to add too. When we go to prep a deck, you used to teach us about the mill glaze. Can you tell us about that? That part I like.
Yeah, sure. When a board's being cut at the mill, as that board's being cut, that blade's coming along and it's creating a lot of heat in the board. And when it creates that heat, all the saps will rise to the surface in the board, which creates what we call mill glaze. It's just a sap film that ends up on the top of the board, and you can't see it necessarily.
Right.
And the only time you really even notice it's there is when you start to stain.
Right.
And then the stain wants to set up on top of the surface and it doesn't want to penetrate.
Yeah, okay.
So that's, the most important thing is removing that mill glaze. Time sometimes will take away some of it, but in some cases it doesn't, and it takes a good product to get rid of that. And
that's that Behr number
63 all-in-one wood cleaner.
Yeah, and that's been good. It's actually changed the game a little bit for us. So we've always done a good job of prepping decks as needed and balancing it to value, because some decks, like you said, if they've weathered enough, you can pretty much just stain them. Right. But once we really learned that, I thought that was awesome, because we would always come into the situation, why does this spot not stick?
Yeah, nothing wants to stick.
Yeah,
yep.
And I think that's good practice for a little bit of extra money, and it's something we totally offer to our customers. It's just worth it, meaning we'll go out there, like you said, it doesn't have to be pressure washed. It can literally be, applied, scrubbed,
yep.
cleaned off,
yep.
And then it's ready to go. And I think that makes a big difference in the longevity.
Yeah, sure.
Another thing is coats too. I love the fact how on the Behr stuff, it's a stain that you can multi-coat, and it does pretty good with that. Some stains don't do good at all. They repel. We've had this situation with competitor stains where somebody wants to change a color that they don't like, and we can't go back out and really stain it. And I've seen good luck as far as playing around with being able to remove, being able to change. It's almost, I describe to people, it's like a hybrid, right? It's like a hybrid of a paint and a stain, in the sense that it penetrates and you still retain the wood grain. I think a lot of misinformation on solid, like it doesn't sit like it doesn't look like it was painted.
Right. It doesn't sit on the surface. It penetrates. Still penetrates.
Right. Which, that's awesome. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking the time and for sharing your knowledge, and we appreciate it, man. Look forward to continuing to work with you. I think that's an awesome insight for people to really understand that as far as being a professional goes, it's more than just we sell you the job. We really spend our own time trying to educate ourselves so that we can make sure we're giving everybody the best solution. And that's awesome. And that's one thing we've always clicked with you, because not every rep that we deal with in different industries do that, and we appreciate it. It makes a big difference. We've always said, like, it's nice when somebody's like, hey, you want to use the Dynasty? And then when we say why, and they know, it's like, well, this is why. Yeah. So thanks, Robbie. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me out. I appreciate it.